Guys, welcome to Love, Growth, and Freedom with Adrian Duarte. And today, our topic is going to be a very controversial topic of cheating. So, it's all about, are cheaters always going to be cheaters? Let's see. Let's go down to business and talk about that. So, I am, for one, a victim of cheating. This is a very dear topic to me, and it's also something that I've already done. And I'm not proud of it. I grew out of it. So, that's why we're here to talk about the ambiguity and the idea if cheaters will always be cheaters, or are cheaters going to be just cheaters forever. And on my end, I don't think it's something that we all could just judge and just say, okay, once a cheater, always a cheater. No, I think there is a certain thing, or there are certain factors that we have to keep in mind why that happened. And, it may not justify the deed, but it will at least, give the person a chance to change for the better. And since I've been both on the both ends, the receiving and the doing end, I kind of just like wanted to shed a light on the idea of the whole cheating. So when we discuss about cheating, cheating is something of a disloyal act or something that breaks confidentiality and trust among partners and among people or of a certain system. So cheating in general is a bad idea. It's a bad thing. It's something that you wouldn't want to do to somebody, even if it's in another idea of cheating in school, cheating in exams, and whatever. But when you talk about relationships and cheating, cheating is something where you cost disloyalty, infidelity to your partner. And I believe at least the most or the slyest way that we could cheat on our partner is actually just lying to them about things that we've done or the things that we've actually went through as a person. And it does not excuse us to not tell, because I know there's a lot of things that going on in your mind and your head whenever you talk to your partner and tell them who you exactly are, and it's really quite difficult opening up in that process. So I'd want to show you or tell you a an essay that I've made on the two sides or two faces of cheating. Cheaters will always be cheaters. Cheating stems from the selfishness of our own being, tending to our own self rather than allowing the other person to tend to you. It comes in many forms, from using apps, falling in love with someone else, and sleeping with them. Whatever form it is, it boils down to dishonesty and failed communications of emotions and thoughts. Cheating, based on my experience, is a painful tragedy to strike two people who have chosen to trust and love one another. There's a lot of factors why people choose to falter from their commitment to one person. It could be because of neglect, desire, variety, an ego boost, situational force, and anger. These reasons will never justify the deed, but gives it a more human form. It allows us to see what the roots of it all are. I think cheaters get the chance to change once they are confronted by the damage they have done. The choices I've made, I have been on both ends of cheating. There's no easy way to say that, and as much as it pains me to relive and retell these kinds of things, I think it's beneficial that we be aware of the realities that cheating is a part of our lives. It doesn't mean that we condone or allow it. It's just a truth that we shouldn't be too shocked to know about. I'll tell you about the experiences I've had. I was in a relationship where I wasn't assured, where neglect was prevalent. I didn't know where to put myself in that situation. I broke it off for about 6 months with this guy, and then he came back running, and we decided to give us another shot. The trauma of neglect and patterns of behavior that I have noticed made me think of backup plans to mitigate the pain that may come my way. He came back, and as always, the first few months would be the perfect ones again, filled with love, excitement. After a while, telltale signs of him running away comes back again, and I'm forced to soften the blow by going on in apps and making sure that I would have a rebound after this guy. I was young then. I craved for outward affection and validation in the wrong places. That was the first time that I cheated, that I hurt my ex, and then he forgave me. We started to become more open with each other. My stubborn self had to learn things the hard way, so it became a cycle. I did the I did these deeds of anger out of sheer revenge, and some of them were situations that I could not escape from. But he forgave me. He gave me the chance to change. I think that was when I saw his pure soul and I broke him in more ways than I could. Seeing that broke me as well. I have seen how the things I've done changed him, and no one deserves that. I had a harder time to forgive myself and things I have done. And up to this day, whenever I think of all the things I've done to this person, it hurts me. But it reminds me as well that it's all in the past. And I have changed and forgiven myself and vowed to never do it again. And how the wheels have turned. We passed a remarkable milestone of reaching our fifth year, surviving and going through an LDR setup, only to be broken at the end of 2018. We had a falling out. His reasons were he subconsciously moved on from me while I was away. Seeing me try to achieve the dreams I have for myself and us, he walked away. He fell in love with somebody else. It hurt me most because the time that he cheated was when I was already back here, working and trying to make our dreams fit and weave together. I wanted him in my future. He was present in my plans. He fell in love. He had sex with this new person, and this person, he met this on a gaming site online. With all this happening, my initial reaction was to forgive him and fix it together. I asked him, how do we go about us? And there was a deafening silence and a crystal clear answer that he doesn't know what he wants anymore. So I walked away with a heavy heart because this person has given up on me. Months later, I have discovered that he tried to chase the other guy. As heartbreaking as it is, or as heartbreaking as it sounds, I was crushed. I took at least a year or more to get over this and accept the realities and forgive my ex. And I did. I forgave him for myself. I forgave him for him because he deserves it. He is a human being that makes mistakes like the rest of the world. So my view on cheating, that the deed itself is evil, but the people who actually do it are often misunderstood or so broken that they can't see the insane painful thing that cheating brings. Okay, so I actually just want to explain myself in a whole lot of sense in this world of ideas and the idea of cheating. So, yeah, I did a lot of stuff. There were so many things that I actually really regret doing. There was a time where some things happened to me because of situational forces. Like, I was in a hostel bathroom and something happened. Someone just came to me and, gave me a really good torrid kiss, and then I kind of kissed back, and that was cheating. But right after that, I told my ex about hey, this happened to me, and this is what happened. And I thought for a fact when that thing or sexual thing that would happen to me up front, I would be able to stop it. But there was a part of me that actually just allowed it to happen, and I am very sorry for that. And I'm honest, and I guess this podcast for me is a place where I could share these thoughts, and I'm sure I've really worked hard to get over this kind of idea or this bad habit of mine, doing that, mitigating and being too scared, because as a person it was also hard for me to open up to my ex. It was also hard for me to just be vulnerable around him, and when I saw that he could manage all that, that's when I let my guard down and things also went the other way around. And I did not forgive him, or I did not do the thing that I did just because he forgave me for cheating, but I wanted to fight for us. I wanted to choose our relationship because it was then and there, the time that he cheated on me, I knew for a fact that I chose him. I decided to stay with him. I decided to stay with him on a constant. I decided to choose him. But when I asked him, he didn't know what he wanted, so I had to go because I didn't want to be in a relationship wherein someone's not sure of me. Because that's the thing. That's the cycle that we've been going through over and over again as a couple. That's when it all started. That's when it all got me crazy and thought of backup plans. And I know it's not good. So to all those people who think that having a backup plan, while talking to somebody that you really like, it's really not a good idea because you're actually jinxing the relationship that you want to be in. But yeah, so if you find someone that you really, really like, just stick with it. Jump the gun. I don't even know. Just take the risk. Because at this point, the risk that you're taking is not getting whatever you want at all. So, yeah, it taught me a lot. That relationship really taught me a lot about cheating. And it's really hard to talk about it right now. And I can't fathom how much this would shed a light on the thing. So, yeah, I did that. I had mistakes. I've done so many things to this person, and he forgave me. I asked forgiveness. I did my best to be as honest as possible. And I think this person, because he has gifted me complete and full honesty with a lot of things in my life, because of this person, my ex, I became honest with him, and I was able to become honest with a lot of people right now, even with how I felt, communicated well, and I just can't thank him enough for that. So whatever we had was real and special, and I value that as a person. As of now, when you look at it, this the relationship that we had, I guess it has run its course, and I still care for this person, but from afar, definitely. And he said he's sorry for the things he's done. I forgave him, and I know that the circumstances between us were also a difficult thing to fathom. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, when you look at cheating, I think the factors that fall into place makes it more humanly understandable on our perspective. There's no excuse for it. That's why I'm not making excuses. I'm just stating the fact why it happened, but I accept it. I am completely accountable for my own full decisions of doing this or the things that have happened. So yeah, cheating is on that level of play and plain. Um, and I believe that anyone who wants to change can change. Cheaters are not always going to be cheaters. I am sure a lot of people have been called this, have been like doubtful of being in another relationship because they've cheated or because they've been cheated on. Just know that these people have experienced the same amounts of pain and insecurities, the same amount of like doubts about themselves that came along, and it's not fair for us to judge poorly based on what happened and whatever. So to all those people who's been in the both sides of cheating, I just hope that you've learned from all of this. You've learned from all the situations that you've been in. For the people who cheated, please don't do this again. You don't want anyone, or you don't even want to experience this. Since I've experienced it both sides, it was devastating. It was painful. Being invalidated by the only freaking person that you believed and trust that would choose you every time, and that person didn't. It's painful. It is. It's like getting, stabbed in the heart with a knife, and yeah. So before you do that, think of the ways or think of the things that you're gonna do to people in the long run, and that's not good. Cheating on somebody is not good. You're gonna hurt them way too much. And people who've got cheated on, I want to say that it's not 100% entirely your fault. There would be a lot of factors that's involved in it. Maybe miscommunication, needs not being met, and whatever. It's not a good excuse, but a lot of people that gets cheated on, they always think that it's their fault. They always think that it's them who had something missing, or them who had something like not desirable by their partner. It's not your fault. it it's not entirely your fault. It's not because of you. It's probably because of this partner's thoughts and the way he communicates his feelings to, or her feelings to. So just know that it's a two-way street, that this happened because of some other things, not just entirely you, not your fault. So go easy on yourself. You're gonna find the love that you deserve and need. Just know what you deserve and need. That's all I could say about it. So I'd want to move on to the things that, what do you do if your partner cheats? So this is a real like tip that I've been researching online psychologically, and I guess this is the logical way of dealing things. But we all know when you get cheated on, you have like outbursts of emotions. You talk about things that like you get to have your reaction, and it's okay. So what do you do? First is you communicate. Know the hows and the whys and hear your partner out. I think it's very important for us to hear our partner out, especially if you value the relationship so much that you want to understand why this happened. Communicate. Let him speak or let her speak. Let her or him say the words, understand why it happened. Just know and think about it. After that, absorb the information. So that's number two. Deliberate and absorb the information, have your reaction, and just think about it. Deliberate if you still want to fight for this relationship, especially if the relationship is worth saving. If you knew that you guys were communicating well, you've got dreams up in plan, and you've got things that you cannot explain, and if you want to fight for it, that's what you have to deliberate on, and then decide. Since you want it, you have to decide. If you want it or not, you have to decide. If you still want to fight for the relationship, you want to go what you're going to do, so you decide that. And then it's up to you. You also have to think, if if you want to have the relationship, if your partner still wants to have the relationship, and if you could trust your partner again. On my end, my partner did not want the relationship anymore. And did I think that I could trust my partner again? Yeah, I did. I thought it was just a mistake. And on this end, I just want to say, do you know the vow, when the mom knew that the father was cheating on her with the daughter's friend? She said to Rachel McAdams, "I did not stay, or I did not leave your father for the one thing that he's done wrong, but I stayed for all the right things he's done." It's not toxic for me on that end, because you decided, you thought of it, you're accountable for your decision. See through it. So make sure you deliberate everything before you decide. So communicate, deliberate, and decide. Lastly, set rules, boundaries in place, so you could communicate what reminds you of the infidelity again. We all know the first few months of trying to patch things up is going to be rough. You're going to be thinking about what this guy did or what this girl did with your ex or with your boyfriend or girlfriend, and then things are going to flow. You're going to be like, ugh, I can't imagine you doing this to somebody else. And you're going to feel that. You're going to have all those. But you have to set your boundaries and rules for yourself, that, hey, you may feel this. So you have to communicate it with your partner. You have to set those. And if you're going to punish your partner for all the things that you've done, you could. I honestly just go for it. But make sure the punishments are not as severe as you think, that would actually destroy your relationship more. Like, these punishments or these things that you're gonna like have trouble trusting in your partner again, you have to communicate it, so he could do something or she could do something about it. So if you really want to fix it, that's what you're gonna do with your partner, if you are the one cheated on. Okay, if your partner cheats. Now let's get down to the more controversial side of it all. What to do if you're the one who cheated. Again, communicate. First off, communicate to your partner what you've done. Be completely honest. Tell him or her what you've done, what are the things that you did and why you did it, so you could communicate it and take accountability. Apologize for your actions, especially if you still want this relationship to work. And we're gonna have number 2. Again, deliberate. Absorb the information, your feelings, the reaction of your partner, and see deep inside. Since you're the one who cheated, you have to know if you really want this again. And you have to think about the things that, that your partner will actually have trouble trusting you again, and you're gonna have to build that. You're gonna have to commit to build that trust again, and you have to be ready and really aware of the things that he or she's gonna throw your way, because, well, you cheated. Okay, you're the one who caused mistrust. So, pardon me if this partner of yours won't trust you again. You have to build it up. You have to earn it, and you have to be very sure if you really want this again, because we all know if you cheat again, you're gonna break this person multiple times. Third, again, decide if you really want to fight for it. I told you about that. We all know about, and see if your partner wants it too. So you guys have to decide unilaterally. So if yes, you want to commit to the relationship again, you have to prepare yourself to build the trust again. Completely stay loyal, communicate as openly and as lovingly as possible, understand how your partner is feeling, and your partner may punish you and themselves due to the trauma of cheating brings. You have to be prepared for that, because they're going to think what they did, or they're going to think about the things that they couldn't bring to the table because of you. So you're going to have to be prepared to assure this person and constant reassurance of what things you're going to do for this person. If no, you apologize and never ever make excuses. Promise yourself on the next time around you'll never do this. If you don't want to do it anymore, and if you decided that, I guess, the relationship is more harmful than good, leave, apologize, leave properly, leave with closure. You're the one who did something wrong. At least say something about it, At least close it off. And lastly, change for the better. Understand what cheating brings and the trauma you cause for other people. So, I guess we've said a lot of things about cheating and the cheaters and whatever. But if you ask me honestly, what I think about cheaters is that cheaters are human. Cheaters are people that make mistakes, and As humans, we are allowed to make the mistakes that we have and make. But you have to always take accountability. I'm not mad at all cheaters. I agree that it's a red flag. It's something that you have to think about. But you'd also have to factor in those people who cheated and who's tried their best to change. Give them another chance. Maybe this time around, and if it does happen again, you know what to do. I guess you've listened to this, so you know what to do. And if you've been cheated on, know that you're not alone. This happens to a lot of people. I hope you can find comfort in that and that it's the reality. But, and I know it's gonna hurt. You know, when you're that person getting cheated on, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt like hell. It's gonna bring you a lot of insecurities. It's gonna tell you things that you're not. But trust me, don't believe them because it was never your fault. At the end of the day, it was not only your fault. It was never all about you. I think it was mostly about your partner who cheated on you. His insecurity, his low self esteem, maybe, or maybe miscommunication. It's not entirely you. So I dare you to open up more to other people and completely be honest and free and just express yourself the way you want to. And you'll find that person for sure. I know, because it's scary. I've been on both ends, and I don't want to do it again. Trust me. I've I was broken when I did it too, and I never want to do it again. And when it happened to me, it was devilishly painful, and it was evil. But here I am, happy, in love with myself, with the life that I have, and now more free and open to at least try new things with other people. You just have to process it. You have to go through it. You have to grieve the relationship. You have to do everything for yourself first. Choose yourself. Understand why things happen. And I guess understanding it is the easiest way for us to move on from the things that we don't get why it happened to us. So again, thank you for listening to all those who visit this podcast. I thank you for so many things. You have given me the strength to actually just keep going, and I'm really really happy. So again, if you want to watch my vidcasts, you can watch them on YouTube. If you want to listen to them on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, and so many more, check it out. Love, Growth, and Freedom with Adrian Duarte. So I'll see you soon, lovies. Thank you for listening. Have a great night, day, and afternoon wherever you are. Bye!